Ladakh lies to the north of India at an altitude of about 14,000 feet above sea level and consists of largely barren tracts of land and high peak mountains. Villages are situated in the valleys, scattered and sparsely populated. Owing to its location at such high altitude, Ladakh experiences harsh weather conditions where temperatures fall to as low as minus 25 degrees Celsius during winters. The firewood is collected from mountains and valleys with great difficulty. As Ladakh is a cold desert with severe weather conditions, people here prefer keeping themselves warm than having a bite of food. There is an old saying, a warm room is better than a bite of food, which is followed extensively. During winters, families in villages gather firewood to keep themselves warm and cozy. But the hazardous smoke from the firewood fills the room, putting every member of the house in danger. Such a smoky affair is even more difficult for the elderly and sick members of the family to get through. There is also the danger of lungs and joint problems from this everyday smoke, which acts as a slow poison for the family. Moreover, the cold rooms make it difficult for anybody to work in. And if the day is windy, working during daytime is even more tough. Traditional houses of Ladakh were not built for the extreme weather conditions and were not direction-friendly. In addition to it, the windows were small in size with a wide opening in the ceiling, which would lead to air infiltrations, eventually making rooms colder during winters. This would then force the inhabitants to use firewood to keep the room warm. And due to long winter season, extra effort is required in making arrangement for a large quantity of firewood, which is generally collected from mountains and villages right from the onset of the summer season. With time, Ladakhis have started using kerosene oil, coal, firewood and now LPG room heaters to keep themselves warm. Though these heating systems have reduced the danger of smoke, but it has added up to the monetary expenditure. The facility of getting kerosene oil and cylinder to the villages proves to be an expensive procedure. Moreover, smoke from burning of kerosene and coal is adversely affecting the environment. In addition, the exhaust from the oil tankers and trucks that are used to transport these supplies also add up to polluting the fresh air and the fragile environment of Ladakh. Continuous usage of these fossil fuels would also lead to the danger of their depletion in the future. The aggressive practice of heating our rooms by neglecting our environment is the biggest issue that the world is facing. The Ladakh Ecological Development Group, or LEDEG, is the first organization that has started using solar power for heating rooms. LEDEG has been doing the job of helping with building of passive solar houses since the year 1980.
Ecological Development Group,
Ladakh Ecological Development Group since many years has been working on the importance of tapping solar energy for heating rooms. We have covered almost 400 houses in both Leh and Kargil districts. Whereafter building of these passive solar houses, the owners marvel in telling that they are spending winters comfortably. The daily consumption of firewood reduced to much extent. Now the use of firewood during winter is almost nil.
Looking at the effective and successful implementation of these passive solar houses, Ladakh, with the support of eco-cooperation, also started building passive solar houses in the remote villages of both Leh and Kargil districts.
Now, after looking at the successful implementation of passive solar houses, Ladakh, with the generous support from Eco Corporation, another 128 passive solar houses have been built in both these districts.
From 2012 to 2015, Ladakh has built almost 128 passive solar houses in both these districts. Workers of Ladakh visited these villages and educated them about the benefits and suitability of passive solar houses prior to the building of these houses in these villages. Photuksar, one of the remote villages of Leh district, lies at the base of Singela and Shirshirla passes. Situated at an altitude of about 14,000 feet above sea level, Photuksar is among the coldest regions of Ladakh. There is scarcity of firewood in this region, and people here generally use longze and tama as firewood to keep themselves warm.
Earlier, due to cold and harsh weather, we were forced to live in dark and cold rooms without proper heating system. We have to burn firewood in the center of the room, which produces a lot of smoke, and it affects the health also. Because of that, children and old people face great difficulty. Due to cold weather, plantation is not possible here, and we do not have firewoods in our village. We have to climb mountains to collect woods and have to take our donkeys along with us to carry the woods from the mountains. Our village is a windy place, which further makes it colder.
During winters, though this village gets sunlight from 8 in the morning till 4, due to its location at the base of two passes, it makes the place extremely cold, where the temperature dips as below as minus 25 degrees Celsius. In order to tap the 8 hours of sunlight, it was felt that passive solar houses would be very effective here. Therefore, in an effort to keep the people of this village warm and protect them from the chilly winds of the passes, Ladakh, with the help of Eco Corporation, has built numbers of passive solar houses, which has proved very successful.
But now Ladakh has given us PSH, which are very warm and comfortable, and we feel relaxed. Now we do not use firewoods, and we do not have to spend hours in collecting firewoods. Now our children stay inside the house and do their studies in the room comfortably.
Hundarmodrok is a small village in Kargil district, which is situated at the border of India and Pakistan. Pakistan is situated at a distance of about 1 kilometer from Hundarmodrok, and before 1972 war, it was part of Pakistan. Ladakh has helped build passive solar houses in these border villages too, and on asking about their views about the passive solar houses, they explained,
"Now it is better and comfortable these days.
Earlier, we were living in a very cold condition, which was badly affecting our joints and health. But now we feel warm and comfortable in these solar houses. Now there is no forming of ice in this room, and at night I can stay with just a blanket and a quilt. Whereas earlier I had to use quilt, blanket and the heavy thick chali.
A solar-heated room is more comfortable than a firewood-heated room. Old members of the family has less problem of joints. People are very happy with the amount of fuel they are saving from the passive solar house technologies, which adds up to the comfort of a warm room and the amount of time children are able to devote to study without distracted by the cold.
We use another room for prayer, which has furnace and that would use lots of firewood. But now we can comfortably sit for our prayer in this room where we do not have to use furnace at all.
Till now, the passive solar house of Ladakh Ecological Development Group has made the life of people more comfortable. Everyone is happy with this. When asked to the promoter and the student, they say, there was a time when everyone fight to sit near the furnace to keep themselves warm. But now, the passive solar house has made it very convenient and friendly. The students can study late night comfortably.
Since 2012 to 2015, we built almost 50 passive solar houses in many villages of Kargil district. As more people are getting aware of these passive solar houses, we are here at Ladakh Ecological Development Group Kargil getting more demand of such passive solar houses in other villages too.
Passive solar house not only helps in saving time and money, but in also conserving the fragile environment of Ladakh. The dung of cow, horses, doe, yak can be used as fertilizers in the fields, saving usage of harmful chemical fertilizers. Use of animal wastes as fertilizer in the fields would encourage organic farming, which is considered as a huge health benefit. If we talk about how the traditional rooms would lose their warmth, the small windows, air opening in the ceilings, and the thin walls would result in heat loss, making it difficult to maintain a moderate temperature. A conventional building would lose 20% from the walls, 15% from the windows, 20% through infiltration, 30% of heat from roof, and 15% from the ground. And if there is a traditional opening in the ceiling, more than 50% of the heat would be lost with rapid speed. On the other hand, a passive solar house room has double walls, filling the gap between them with hay, sawdust, EPS or wood shavings. Roof and ceiling space is filled with wood shavings or yatzes. Double glass window panes are used, which makes them airtight. And a layer of polymatras or bags are filled with sawdust or peat bin. Apart from being south-oriented, the reason passive solar buildings are solar efficient is because they are insulated. Insulation protects the building against the cold by adding insulation materials in the right places. Therefore, insulation is the key to keep heat gains and minimize heat losses. Sometimes, existing orientation and conventional structures make difficult retrofitting. Hence, instead of passive solar house, the best option is to build an energy-efficient building.
The black walling is called trom wall or solar wall. This wall is built with concrete bricks or stone walling. Where stone cutting being little difficult, people prefer using concrete bricks. The wall is then colored black and the double glass window panes are used. This black wall absorbs the heat from the sunlight and stores the heat whole day. And in the evening, due to this double glass window pane, the heat is not able to go outside easily and therefore the heat is released towards the room, thus heating the room in this process. And because of the insulation surrounding the room like an envelope, the heat wave is maintained inside the room. Along with the walls, the roof and the flooring are also insulated, which acts as a packed thermos where heat is maintained for a longer period.
In cold regions like Ladakh, building of passive solar houses would also help save the firewood and the environment. Less usage of firewood would also help save the trees and the thinly populated forests. It would then further help the already disturbed environment, which would also help in protection of living beings.